Hey everybody, what's happening? It's me, Crazyfrankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my NFL Playoffs AFC Divisional Round picks. Before we talk about the divisional round, I just want to get a quick thoughts from last week's Super Wild Card Weekend. And let's be real about what happened last week in Wild Card Weekend. There really was only two competitive Wild Card games. Well, to be honest here, Wild Card Weekend is not really the best weekend of the NFL playoffs. Technically, they say that the divisional round tends to be the better games, but looking at the matchups, I don't know. Some of these, I don't know. The way the matchups are set up for the divisional round, I don't even know if this round's going to be better than Super Wild Card Weekend. It could be ending up as the same results where most of the games were not even competitive at all, or they were somewhat just terrible. But really, only two out of the six Super Wildcard games were competitive. That was Raiders, Bengals, and 49ers and Cowboys. Now, everybody's still arguing about what happened in that Cowboys game. I'm going to make this short and sweet here. The 49ers outplayed the Cowboys the entire game. Let me repeat that. They outplayed them the entire game. They were a little better more offensively. Defense-wise, they really did slow down the Cowboys in the first half, even though the second half the Cowboys tried to make a comeback. But the 49ers were basically on their A game. They basically just humiliated the Cowboys on that day. And I'm just being honest here. I mean, everybody who's a Cowboys fan, they're all saying the refs this and ref that. Look, you can't really argue about that that football placement in the field, because really players should know that when you in a hurry up offense, you give the ball to the referee so that he can place the ball and where the ball was spotted. So the Cowboys really had no excuses for the Cowboys. They got outplayed by the 49ers, plain and simple. Buffalo blowing out New England, that probably may be the only time we're going to see that in the Bill Belichick era of the Patriots. That's because Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback, and look, there's no denying the fact that the Pats will be back. They will be back, but it'll take a couple years. I think it'll take a while before the Patriots will start becoming a contender again without Tom Brady. But for this, I mean, the Bills have a bigger worries right now, and hopefully that blowout against the Patriots is a testament of what they're going to experience against the Chiefs. Other than that, it was expected that the Buccaneers would blow out the Eagles, and the Cardinals, I don't think anybody should have been surprised. I thought it was going to be a close game on that one, but I was wrong on that one, and it ended up being an enormous embarrassment by the Cardinals. They losing to the Rams. I don't know if the AFC Divisional Games will be better. Hopefully they will, but I'm not going to be too sure about that. Well, anyways, now let's get on with the divisional round. All right, let's talk about the divisional round picks. Beginning in the AFC Divisional Game, the Bengals versus the Titans. The Titans earning the number one seed in the regular season. They didn't play last week. The Bengals did play. The Titans are actually a slight 3.5-point favorite in this one here. And I would say that we'll probably go to 3, maybe 2.5. Now, Burrow last week for the Bengals, 24 of 34, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Raiders. Now, Tannehill in Week 18, 23 of 32, 287 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions in a game they had to win in order to earn the number one seed. This is a tough pick because since I don't know if I want to say it's a tough pick in general, but I would say that for Cincinnati to play Tennessee, they didn't play him in the regular season. This is the first meeting of the 2021 season via the postseason. There's going to be a lot of questions regarding that Tennessee offense, and they're obviously a lot of the pundits and the analysts are basically not buying the Tennessee Titans getting to the Super Bowl. A lot of it's going to determine if the Titans can establish a running game. Look, we don't know if Henry's going to come back. It's tough to say. I mean, I know he was starting to have some movement and practicing. There's no official word from what I know that if Henry will play in this game, because having Henry will definitely make a huge difference in their run. Cincinnati and Burrow can make some huge plays. This is the reason why I say this is going to be a tough game, because both sides of the offense here, they're almost equally matched except the running game. Tennessee tends, with Henry, they would have the better running game. But I would say that the offense are evenly matched. Defense-wise, I would say that Tennessee's defense is just slightly better than the Bengals here, but it's still going to be a tough pick. This could be a good game and all on right, but and see who doesn't make the mistakes. Remember, turnovers are going to be key in this game, no question. Whoever doesn't turn the ball over is going to end up winning this game. It's a tough pick here. Take that with a grain of salt and treat this with caution here. But I got to make a pick in this one here. Who do I see winning this game? I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans here. I think that if they can establish some sort of a run game, I think it's going to keep the Bengals defense on the field for a long time in this game. And a lot of it's going to determine if they don't turn the ball over that much. Who's going to win the turnover battle? That's going to be the key in this game here. I would say the Titans win. I think this game might be close, but I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans here. They have a little bit more playoff experience than the Bengals do, and that's what I'm going to go with here. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans here at -3.5. Titans over the Bengals. The other AFC Divisional game, the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The lines, the current odds lines for this game is 1.5 for the Chiefs. It's really hard to say if I want to put that on just one football game that the Bills played against the Pats. This is going to be, look, the Chiefs also won in a huge blowout against the Steelers, as well as the Bills over the Patriots. Now, Josh Allen, 21 of 25, 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Patrick Mahomes in his game against the Steelers, 30 of 39, 404 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. This is going to be a very completely different game here. Is this game going to be much closer than people would expect here? I think it will be. Look, the Bills played the Chiefs. They kind of know what they expected in that AFC Championship last year. For sure, this is going to be a much closer game than anticipated. A lot of it's going to determine if the Bills don't turn the ball over, because in that AFC Championship game, turnovers were huge in that game. And that's why they lost that football game, and they had no answer for the offense, for KC's offense. Now, a lot of it's going to determine now for the Chiefs here if they can not turn the ball over themselves. I really think that in both AFC divisional games, a lot of it's going to come down to turnovers here. It's going to be the same thing for this game here. A lot of it's going to determine who wins the turnover battle, because both offenses are pretty dynamic. Chiefs is a little bit slightly better than the Bills, but defense-wise, they're about evenly matched. I expect this game to be going to be a very close game here. Should be a good one. It should be a good one. I think they play on Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days. It should be a good one. But obviously, I got to make a pick here. It's going to be a tough game to me to decide who wins this game here, but you just can't go against Patrick Mahomes in this one here. It's going to be a close game, but I'm still picking the Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs will squeak by a victory against the Bills, and they will go on to the AFC Championship for the third year now I think now the 4th year in a row. So yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs here. It should be a good one here. It's going to be a much closer, tighter game than the Steelers was for the Chiefs, but I'm still going to take the Chiefs at -1.5 here. I think they'll beat the Bills in a very close game here. Chiefs over the Bills. Moving over now to the NFC. NFC Divisional Game. It is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a 6-point favorite in this one here, and I would say that is about right. And the reason why I think it's right, because of a couple of factors now for the 49ers. They lost Nick Bosa, and that is huge for their defense. I don't have an official word if he will start Saturday night's game. And that is crucial for that 49ers defense. They need Bosa in this game, because without him, I don't know if they can get to Rodgers, because he's really the heart and soul of that defense. Now, the Packers coming off, and now the 49ers, Last week, Garoppolo went 16 of 25, 172 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now, Rodgers didn't play all that much in Week 18 because they already had everything clinched well beforehand. Rodgers 14 of 18, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The 49ers are kind of going to... Look, if there's been one Achilles heel that the Green Bay Packers have had throughout most of their playoff appearances, it has been the 49ers. They haven't beaten them. In the Aaron Rodgers era, they have lost to the 49ers in basically 3 playoff games. Rodgers' last playoff games against the 49ers didn't win any of them. That was completely different back then, and the way their team was structured with Mike McCarthy. But Aaron Rodgers is on a mission here, and that Packer defense is a tad better than the 49ers. And without Nick Bosa at defense here, I don't think they're going to get to Aaron Rodgers. This might be finally Rodgers exercising some demons here. I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers here. 49ers, I don't think having Deebo Sanders is going to be enough in their offense. Look, Garoppolo's going to have to play extremely flawless in this game in order for the 49ers to have any hope whatsoever to beat the Packers here. So yeah, I think this time that Rodgers will finally exercise his demons against the 49ers here. I don't give the 49ers much of a chance in this game here. It could be a tight ball game but I just think the Packers and Aaron Rodgers is on a mission. He wants the Super Bowl. He wants the Super Bowl championship again. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Packers here. I think the Packers are a better team than the 49ers. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers -6 here on this one here. Packers over the 49ers. And the other NFC divisional game, it is the Rams versus the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are actually is a 3-point favorite in this one here. Now, the Rams and Stafford, finally got some little form of monkey off his back, finally winning a playoff game. But let's be real, the Cardinals were a mess, and it was kind of expected they would have blown them out. Now, Stafford, 13 of 17, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in that win against the Cardinals. Now, Brady in that big blowout against the Eagles, 29 of 37, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, a lot of things Now, this is really going to be, it's not that much of an interesting game here, and let me tell you why. Unless if the Rams find a way to play flawlessly and have some sort of miracle in beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I know another factor, the Buccaneers did have some injuries in that game against the Eagles, and now a lot of the Patriots team is getting a little bit depleted, and there is some concern and some questions going forward. I just don't know about Stanford, though. Can he lead this Rams team to the NFC Championship here? But when you're going up against Tom Brady and everybody that a lot of us NFL fans have been watching Tom Brady, you just can't go against him, even with a depleted Buccaneers team that he has right now. The Rams are going to have to really play way better than they did with the Cardinals here. They were fortunate enough that they got by a big win over the Cardinals. I just don't think it's going to happen against the Buccaneers and Tom Brady and the way he's just continuing to be unstoppable. Now, I don't give the Rams much of a chance that much. Buccaneers may be a 3-point favorite. I think they should be a much bigger favorite because I don't know if the Rams defense is going to get to Brady. And especially the fact Forte might come back in this game. He didn't play last week against the Eagles, but I didn't get Forte back in this game. I think the Buccaneers' chances just got even better. So pretty much everybody knows what I'm going to go with here. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers in this one here. I just think they have the better offense. Defense-wise, they're almost evenly matched, but I just think that Tom Brady and that offense will find a way to get past that Rams defense, even though the Rams beat them in the regular season. But I don't think they're going to beat them, and I don't think they're going to win in Tampa Bay here. I like the Buccaneers in this one at -3 here. Buccaneers over the Rams. All right, everybody, that wraps up my picks for the divisional round. Be sure to come back next week when I make my picks for the AFC and NFC Championship game. Until then, everybody, take care and enjoy this the second round of the NFL playoffs. Take care. I'll talk to you guys next week.